Filming you and I was extremely fun time. Jace came over for like 3 hours and we filmed everything. Set up a green screen in my living room and he just improvised a bunch of funny, I don't even know, just funny things that we could do on a green screen. And we must have broke down laughing 100 times.
No, please. It was the bees and the birds who sang of the trees. Fall snows and the falls grows.
No!
The beans go big, the beans go small. Come from the ground at all. A house is built on a snowy day. Walking round, the flights do gray. Gray? Black and white will play.
The fish that I hold in front of me. So sweet, so nice.
Sun goes round for day. Night comes down. We scared.
What you see here is probably the worst setup green screen you'll ever look at. It's like slightly better than not having a green screen at all. A lot of visual effects is just fixing mistakes. And I sure made a lot of them. What I've learnt from making this video is light your green screen properly. Don't use natural light on a partly cloudy day. And shoot at a high shutter speed so that your subject does not have a ton of motion blur. And also, okay, number 4, own a green screen that is wide enough to have your subject on it. Anyways, so I think I'll pick a few shots and I'll show you how I made them. The first one that I want to start with is the bridge shot. Okay, so what's so nice about After Effects right now, and what was a savior for me in making this video, is that Rotobrush 2.0 came out, and there is absolutely no way that I would have been able to make this video without it. If you're going to be doing something like this, you're going to want to work in full resolution compared to half or something, and make sure that the version is set to 2.0 and the quality is set to best. Now you select your subject here and make sure the selection is pretty good. His fingers are not selected the best. This is a really slow effect, extremely slow. So if I try and play it, this is how fast it will play. I would take the footage and I would pre-compose Jace and export this. And if you go here and you set it to QuickTime and go to GoPro Cineform, then you can do RGB plus alpha, and alpha is pretty much just transparency. Now it'll play back in real time, and now we can get rid of that green, throwing on key light. Get rid of that background, boom, and I would set the gain to 105 just to get rid of a little bit more of the creases in the green screen. And then this other effect that I found called roughen edges. I'd take this, set the border to 3 and the edge sharpness to 0. How do we stick Jace onto the ground here? Do 3D camera track. Now all of these points are now stuck to that there. So in theory we should be able to turn Jace into a 3D layer back over there, and he should stay in place. So since we are zooming out in the footage, I set the shot type to a variable zoom, which means that the camera's lens is zooming in and out. Match the color to the scene. If we go here into the lumetri color, we can bring the exposure down on Jace a little bit, make it a little bit more realistic. The highlights, so for our purposes, that's probably pretty good. You wanna know the real reason I used a VHS effect is to cover up all of the mistakes I made while making this video. But let's add a little bit of a shadow by duplicating Jace, exposure all the way down, and then just throw on a blur effect. Blur it, take down his opacity. Perfect, so how do I echo him back? Well, there's this extremely nice plugin from Red Giant called Echo Space. So that sets him up, and then we can adjust how this goes. And that button is to delete them, but so let's go five of those. So it's not actually not that hard at all. Anyways, let's try another one. Same sort of deal, you cut them out, and I just stuck them there. There's no 3D tracking. All you do is, so here's Jace. All you do is parent Jace or your subject to the background. And Jace just sticks, so if I get rid of this, Jace will stay normally like that, right? And then if I parent him, he's a child of the background layer, so he will stick to the background layer pretty much.
So many things that I should have said.
Anyways, he did the shot of him pulling off his head. So all I did was right here you can see there is a cut between Jace's head actually being on his body and then Jace's head not being on his body. Right there, his head disappears. And to hide that cut, I put in the little smoke explosion and sparks. And same thing, like sparks is just parented to the head so that it stays in one place. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know I sure have. If you haven't already seen the You and I music video, go give it a gander. I've also heard that it's now on Spotify and iTunes. So that's it. Have a great rest of your day.